On the criticality side of things, we would want to start with always is your matrix. So normally most clients would have a basic 5x5 or 4x6, or even I've seen 8x8s. Whichever way the client wishes to do this, we can incorporate into Effio. The idea being is that this way of thinking about probability and likelihood gives you that ability to understand the risk. So again, there's a good reference part in here that we need to look at to understand, are we really under massive implication? It's very likely to happen. That means you're going to have to put something in place, mitigation-wise. What we also have in here is once we've allocated these things, we want to then turn around and say, based on the whole of the hierarchy, what allocations have we had? And this is where we start to understand the bit we did before about grouping things into the functionalities and sub-functions. You start seeing these things here. So under high, you can see we've got pressure relief and shutdown, which you would expect to see as high criticality things. Medium, have got control and main task and some pressure relief in there. Some of the pressure relief, you go, why is that medium? You may open that up and decide, well, actually it's nitrogen, and this is the water supply. So again, these are non hydrocarbon pieces. The pressure relief ones in here are ones that have hazardous chemicals in them. Also, when you open up the low section, there's actually down here pressure relief in there as well. And so as you start to refine these things, you start to understand, well, why should that be like that? And you actually understand the description of it, understand what it is, and it's actually a discharge lube oil. It's a recirc valve for lube oil for an oil pump. So you sit around and go, yeah, actually that's okay to be low. It's not a problem. And this is about understanding the context of things rather than just saying all PSVs will be high. That ends up giving you a huge amount of high things which aren't truly high. So it's about, again, trying to use your resources in the most efficient way, and this starts from the very beginning of the build. And what we can then do is we can quite clearly show how that looks like by just looking at here's your distributions over how many high, medium and lows you have across here. So again, if you've got more, say you have a 1 to 5 rating, it's not a problem for us to incorporate that in as well. Under criticality as well, there is the exception rules. So this is sort of the main thing as this incorporation of workshops ultimately. So when you incorporate a workshop into this tool, you can then start to have your criticality rules. So here's the one we saw demonstrated. PSVs, so pressure safety valves and hazardous service, are assigned a high, and non-hazardous service are medium. And same as manual isolation valves, not safety related, they're low. So you can start to see this. And again, we view it over the 4 main areas that most people will cover as well, which is safety, environment, production and business. And again, if you've got other categories like reputation, for instance, we would incorporate that.